Hey, good evening, or good evenings, good afternoon. It's still 4 o'clock, right? Meteorologist Rachel Coulter here with a quick forecast update. I know we've got some soccer going on right now on WBTV, so wanted to update us on Facebook, but also on our streaming devices as well, just since we have a lot going on in the forecast. Of course, it's nice and warm out there right now, a few spotty showers, but once we get towards the end of the work week, we do have the first alert weather day in place for Friday. We've got meteorologist Amy Sweezy in-house with us today, so she's going to be helping us out. I'll be live at 5, and she'll be back on air at 5:30 and 6 o'clock, and we'll walk you through some of this latest data as you plan out not only the rest of your week, but even heading into President's Day weekend. So lots to talk about here. I'm going to go ahead and get started since we do have that first alert weather day in place for the very end of the work week. It's been so warm and we've been mostly, if not completely dry so far this work week, and that will change. Now, a few spotty showers are out there, and I'll show you that on radar here in a second. And even as early as Thursday evening for some of our mountain communities, maybe as far east as the foothills, we start to see those rain chances climb from west to east. But that's going to hold off until the very, very late evening hours. Most of your Thursday is going to be dry. Then we get to Friday, and you can see why we have the first alert weather day in place. That's going to be our big impact day, but it's not going to be all day long. This is really just going to be a morning commute issue heading out the door. So let's time this out. There's 11 o'clock tomorrow night, and of course, that's why we have at least some rain chances in the mountains around this time frame, but it's overnight. So as we head off to bed and then wake up for that early Friday morning commute, there's 6 o'clock in the morning. Tuning in with Chief Meteorologist Al Conklin, Meteorologist Becca Birdsall. Certainly will be an active day on radar. Even getting out the road is going to be helpful to get those traffic updates just in case there's any more incidents because of the wet roadways. By 9 o'clock, so let's say you're a little bit of a later riser, you don't have to head out the door until 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. A lot of this is actually going to be to our east even as early as 9, 10 o'clock, and certainly by midday we're expecting that rain to be to the east. Could see some northwest flow snow in the mountains, but all in all, this is certainly just going to be a rainmaker for us. You're looking at some of that future cast rainfall totals. Could see anywhere from 1/10 of an inch in some of our eastern counties to almost an inch in some of our western counties, and I'll show you why. So let's get this big picture, and you've got those winds out of the south, so it's warm here at home. We've got the cold front associated low pressure system out to our west, just to the west of the panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma, and that's what's going to be moving eastward. And in the meantime, this is going to bring a severe weather threat to areas of the mid and deep south. So there's today's severe weather threat out towards Memphis, a level 3 out of 5 risk for severe weather. Level 2 out of 5 risk out towards Dallas, and then quickly turns into a level 1 out of 5 risk. And then tomorrow that shifts eastward. So Nashville, Birmingham, eastern portions of Mississippi, even as far north as Cincinnati, Ohio, has a level 3 out of 5 risk for severe weather with this system. That's pretty close to home. You're looking at the Carolinas there to the east of this, and even the western portion of North Carolina, that far most western tip of North Carolina, is included in that level 1 out of 5 risk. So will this translate to our area? Well, it's not looking likely. Look at this severe weather outlook for Friday, and we are not included in one. And it makes sense, and I'll show you why, because of course the timing. We're going to be talking about the rain and the storms moving in overnight, and we're going to be losing some of that instability. I was looking at some of that data, just looking at how much fuel for the storms that we're going to have by the time that we get towards the overnight period and into Friday morning, comparing that to what they have in the west, not only at the surface with some of those ingredients that we look for, but also just the dynamics of the system as you work your way up in the atmosphere. And we just don't have what they're going to have out to the west. So looks like a good opportunity for severe weather west of us. Not the case here. This really will mainly be a rainmaker. Can't rule out a few rumbles of thunder with this, but severe threat looking very, very low, if non-existent at this point. Now, if that changes as we get closer, we'll let you know about it, but did want to at least point that out since there is such a decent chance for severe weather. And then it just all kind of fizzles out once it gets here, at least the severe threat. We will get some rainfall. There's a look at satellite and radar right now. Not all of that you see on your screens actually reaching the ground. We'll zoom in. Our WBTV radar there scanning in red has a really good idea of all of that's actually reaching the ground. We've got a few spotty showers out towards Cornelius, eastern Lincoln County, southeastern Catawba County, up on either side of I-77 and I-40 as you travel through Iredell County and then down into Cleveland County. So heads up Gaston County. We've got a few sprinkles in your northwestern counties now. Those will continue to drift off towards the north and east. Otherwise, we're just seeing clouds in most locations, but the temperatures tell the story. 66 right now in Charlotte, 73 in Wadesboro and out towards Chesterfield, 64 in Lenore, and 63 degrees in Boone. So quite a wide range in temperatures across the area. Overnight tonight, we're going to be falling back into the low 50s in most locations. Upper 40s is going to be a possibility in the mountains. And then tomorrow's high temperatures, remember those winds out of the south I showed you on radar just a few minutes ago? Well, they're going to be ushering in some very, very warm temperatures. We are going to be close to the 80-degree mark, especially in some of our southeasternmost counties. It's going to be a breezy Thursday. Winds gusting over 20-25 miles per hour easy. Temperatures topping out in the mid-70s despite the cloud cover that'll be moving in at intervals throughout your Thursday. It'll be breezy again on Friday as that cold front actually works overhead, with high temperatures dropping from the 70s to the 60s. So still a well above average day, even despite the rain that'll start off the day with. And then by Saturday, that's going to be the most seasonable day within the forecast. It'll be a cold start back to the 20s after waking up near 60 degrees Friday morning. We'll notice that heading out the door for those early Saturday plans. But highs are back in the 50s, which is where we should be this time of year. We have been running so far above average that Saturday is going to be noticeably cooler, but it is technically where we should be. But it's brief. Look at Sunday and Monday. Temperatures right back into those low to mid, even upper 60s by the time that we get towards Monday. So certainly a well above average warm forecast ahead, with really the only significant opportunity for rain being Friday. That's the only first alert weather day that we have on the map right now. I am watching the tail end of the 7 days. So I'm talking about late next Wednesday night, maybe a few showers possible Tuesday. I do think there could be a severe threat that develops out towards the deep south states into the middle of next week. Will that translate as far east as the Carolinas? It's something that we'll watch. We've got plenty of time to do so. So I'm going to show you the 7-day forecast coming up at 5, 5:30, 6 o'clock, again from 7 to 8. Meteorologist Amy Sweezy and I will be here bringing you the latest and greatest. If you miss us then, no worries. You can grab us on our First Alert Weather app. And of course, later on tonight, Molly and I will be back WBTV News at 11. So thank you so much for joining us. I'll take you back to that President's Day weekend if you have any weekend plans. Cooler but drier. And of course, we will catch you guys live on WBTV.